Hey guys, welcome back to another video, another episode of the podcast, and we are talking about dating. Interesting topic. To be honest, I'm running out of topics to talk about, and this is probably probably maybe the recent, um, episodes were bottom of the barrel of topics to talk about. So we are going to be talking about dating, and I gotta say, in this episode we're probably going to be maybe talking, just telling stories, maybe like tips, and or I guess my point of view on it. So, what is the deal? What is the catch? So dating, it's a way to how can I say this without getting demonetized? Actually, I probably said worse in my video, so and I'm not even monetized. So what was I even going for? So dating, it's a thing where it's practically an event in your life that you go through, alright, with a partner. Alright, that leads to marriage and leads to fatherhood or motherhood if you're a girl that's watching this, alright? And straight up, it's a thing. The simplest way of a date could be described, like a first date. I can't. There's just no words to describe, a first date. There is a way, like, coffee shop. You sit down and have coffee with the person. But with me, I don't like coffee. And I can't even have it with my Crohn's, so that's kind of out of the picture. You know, but that's not what usually goes down, I am getting at this. I'm realizing that this video is going to be harder to make. Not really. So, but like, anyways, dating. Well, we were talking. Oh yeah, so first dates. Yeah, mostly, but it's not going to be just a coffee shop. Okay. That's kind of like a typical first date is a coffee shop. Not really. But simple dinner, you know. Just go to the Olive Garden, just take her to the Olive Garden. But that's kind of like cliche. I don't even think it's cliche. I'm just saying it's cliche. Alright. Because we also got Red Lobster, Outback Steakhouse. I am just naming off of popular places to go to. There aren't any cuisines and fancy restaurants, alright, that make you wait like hours. Alright, you have to sit. No, you don't even just enter. You make reservations, and it's dumb. I've been to a fancy restaurant, and the food is. Jesus Christ, shut up. It's like, I have been to a fancy restaurant. I was on a trip. The food, like, is really good, I guess. But when you... Well, let's talk about fancy restaurants for a second. Fancy restaurants have high expectations. You can't find your favorite... I'm a city boy, but not that fancy city boy, you know? If you get what I'm saying, alright? Because here's the deal. Because the food I like is like probably either fast food or a cheaper version of the fancy restaurant. When you're in a fancy restaurant, you get Gordon Ramsay style of cooking. Alright? Literally, it's just too fancy, alright? You can't find low bottom of the food chain. Something. Alright. And it's mostly, they mostly serve wine. Alright. And water. I'm pretty sure they sell other stuff. I'm just slandering the fancy restaurants. Alright. Yeah, and then the BS of reservating. Alright. That probably costs a lot of money, and most fancy places cost a lot of money. So that's why I just don't go there. Alright. But I guess for your first date, take her somewhere just nice, but like not very nice. Don't take it for granted. Alright. Always take her somewhere nice if you can afford it. Alright. My advice for y'all, don't go to a fancy restaurant. Alright, because it's too much work to make a reservation. Alright. And the food is so expensive that you're gonna become a broke boy and you're gonna get broken up on the first date. Or stood up or something. I never really had to dealt with going out. I didn't really do much while I was dating. So, yeah. I mean, I did do something, but it's not hugely exciting. But yeah. And then after, like, the first date or so, it kind of just depends on where you go. You know, you have a second date or not a second date, you know. There's always second and third more to infinity and beyond, alright? Once you get later down in the relationship, you get the role of the boyfriend. Or if you're watching this as a female, the girlfriend, alright? And strangely enough, you open boundaries and... yeah. And then you open so many boundaries that you have to purchase things at the pharmacy. Yeah, you open so many boundaries, you purchase things from the pharmacy, alright? And then the big day, alright? The biggest day you can possibly imagine, where you purchase a very expensive piece of jewelry called an engagement ring. Alright. Or it couldn't even be an engagement. It could be a hand-me-down from the family. Or so. I'm joking, obviously. But mostly it's like from a really high-end expensive jewelry store. Alright. You get down on one knee and you say, insert someone's name. Will you marry me? Or something. Now it's a hit or miss. Because, like I said, it's the biggest day. Alright, where you propose. Now, it could be like a scenario where it's too soon and they say no, but they still want to date you. Alright. Same scenario, but like has a bad effect. You know, they break up with you because like pressure and not that type of commitment, you know. But if everything aligned, you know, Orion's belt just forms in the sky, you know, and she says yes, alright. You know what would have been crazy? if the solar eclipse happened and someone proposed on that day, I would like to give things to them because that is the most rarest thing to do. Alright. Yeah. Uh, and of course, you're engaged, you get the role, fiance or something. And then you plan, get some sort of cake, invitations, decorations, tuxedo, alright, wedding dress, all the stops, get married, and then you remove the medical things that you got from the pharmacy, and then, yeah, and then she gets pregnant, alright, and then, but that type of stuff is all the way out there. We're talking about dating, alright? The whole, I'm gonna insert a funny joke here. First 50 dates joke, alright? Go on 50 dates and stuff, and then you pop in the question, Sir Mother... But that, alright, we're talking about the whole longest time span, alright? And my story is,